people walk away going, wow. And it truly is why they want to continue to engage and go back because they've had that kind of experience.
That's the hands-on experience that puts a face on poverty. When you are packing this food, the reality is right there before you, that this is actually going to feed people.
It's allowed us to help mobilize people to serve and do something that's extremely tangible, that they can come away and say, I was able to serve Christ today by serving with my hands and my feet.
I think it's the numbers of the meals that you actually can physically see while you're here. And so you're making a difference. You're actually seeing the finished product week after week and meal after meal.
I just love bringing other people and watching them have a good time and want to do it more. And then at the end, when they tell you that you fed 26 kids or 47 kids or 65 kids for a year, to watch them go, wow, that was worth my time.
It really expands our views. It really helps us to look beyond just our immediate situations and to begin to think not just locally or regionally or nationally, but really in a global way, which I think is very powerful.
Feed My Starving Children makes an annual commitment to our feeding partners. That allows them to then develop the kinds of programs and services that they need to focus on to help rebuild these children, to help develop communities and villages and make them sustainable.
The mission of Feed My Starving Children is very global in nature. So our parishioners are able to get out of their comfort zones and reach out to the world beyond them, which is exactly what Jesus would do.
A team building thing or a service project can really take your group the next level and just have fun together and get to know each other in a more casual environment. And this is a great way to do that.
It was scout groups, it was school groups, it was church groups, it was small groups. There were little children who came as families.
We've had kids where we've had to get something for them to stand on because they're a little bit short, and to be able to pack they need a little more height. We've had some folks that want to go with who are older and sometimes standing and physically doing some of the things you need to do, and the packing is hard for them, and they're able to go and sit at a table and put on labels.
Not everybody can go on a mission trip, whether it's an age factor or an employment factor or some other factor in their life. So when they can be involved in an opportunity like Feed My Starving Children, they can still stay at home, come and be involved, and then they can be impactful.
If we're not able to travel the world, we may think that we can't have an impact, that we can't do something maybe beyond our own community. But with Feed My Starving Children, our folks go and they see these videos and they pack the meal, and they realize in less than 2 hours' time, they've prepared meals that are going out into the world.
One of the things that did for us is it got our neighbors into our church. And it made a statement to our neighbors that our church, cares about the hungry and the needs around the world. And some of those folks have been back. It's just tremendous.
We found that there are kids that are inviting their friends. Maybe they've never even come to church, but they're going with them to Feed My Starving Children.
So many people who have been spiritually distracted have come in because a spouse or a child has invited them to come in and be part of it. And people who were not even connected with a faith group, a church, or an expression of faith have come in and been touched by the gospel.
And it's that New Testament image. And it's the idea that for 2 hours, people are able to come together. And for 2 hours, people can set aside their differences and their divisions. And for 2 hours, they work together around a purpose that has to do with compassion and has to do with justice. And that is profound.
Feed My Starving Children is out there as a God-given opportunity for pastors and church workers to say, here is where you go live out what you have heard us say.
People all over, whether they're Christians or non-Christians, they want to help people in need. And it offers a bridge for you to connect with folks that may not go to your church or whatever, to come in and have an experience with you that's a very positive experience.